I'm going to talk about the next generation city government from the urban local body perspective, and some of the issues which Mr. Tapas raised. I think we'll try to get it covered as part of the overall sustainability. But I think more important here is that how can we make urban local body utilize a technology or the IT side in a much better, appropriate manner, so that we can start utilizing the sustainability in a different way and start looking at the monetization of the various services from the citizens' perspective as well as from the governance perspective. I think the whole idea is that look at the overall city governance in a much different way using IT or using ICT as a technology use actually. I think everyone accepts and perhaps I think will go through this slide very carefully in terms of yes, is it changing from the role point of view for the government? The answer is yes. We are looking at the overall economy, we are looking at the budget issues, we are looking at the other key issues from the city perspective. We are looking about the education, the environment, public safety, security, health. I think and Tapas also raised about connected citizens and the overall community services. I think these all 6 or 7 elements I think are interlocked with each other when it comes to a city governance, a city development. I think if you have to compare 20 years back Delhi versus 20 years now, which is I'm talking as of now, and even 20 years down the line further, I'm sure you will be able to correlate what was there about 20 years back and what's there today. And Delhi is no more actually it's just Delhi, but now it's called NCR completely. So if you look at the sustainability, of course, the economic plays a very key role, and being the political capital of the country and also auto hubs coming up nearby, I think that has developed the overall NCR area completely. And if you look at the overall population, yes, I mean it has been growing fast. Similarly, if you look at the Bombay, which is the financial capital, and if you look at the Navi Mumbai as well as the Thane, which are the 2 satellite towns which have come up. I think it's no more just a city governance coming up with respect to a particular city. Now it's becoming expanding, and it's becoming a small state kind of a thing, which with the considering the adjoining townships as well, or the towns as well. And if you look at, I think these 6 or 7 areas which I've just listed on this particular slide, I think play an important role when it comes to how the city gets developed and how are the city governments or the municipal corporation supporting the overall governance from the citizen perspective, from the business people who are there, or the business community which is there in the city. I think it's important. So I think the role is certainly changing from the government perspective, and that's what I highlighted here from this particular slide perspective. And as Cisco, actually, the way we are looking at from the Smart Plus Connected Community, I'm sure Prakash must have spoken about S plus CC or the Smart Plus Connected communities in the morning. These are actually this essentially revolves around the smart urbanization and has got about 7 to 8 tracks which are key from a city perspective. In case if you're looking at the governance aspect of the city, considering the ICT usage or considering ICT as part of the governance. I think transportation is one of the key areas. I think Mr. Satyan, I think, has already covered some of those areas, when in the morning about from the traffic perspective. That's just the, one of the key element of the transport. It is still not covering everything because traffic, consists of only from his perspective, I think, the vehicles. But when it comes to the transportation as overall from city perspective, that covers your metro, that covers the BRTS, that covers the metro rail or the monorails which are coming up. That includes the overall traffic management. I think the next key important area is, of course, the safety and security. I think this is one of the key aspects when it comes to the security of the citizens, the security of the business itself, which is happening in the city. The third area is, of course, utility. I think very important, because if you look at the water management, the waste management, the electricity management, I think these are the 3 or 4 areas where normally a lot of expenditure and a lot of budget actually has been spent. I think if you ask me, these 2 or 3 areas I think really cover up key aspects of the budget. And then comes, of course, the 2 or 3 rest of the areas. One is, of course, the education, the healthcare, and the last is real estate. I think if you cover the 7 or 8 areas, I think from the Smart Plus Connected Community track perspective, that I would certainly say that that's the smart governance from the next generation urban local body perspective. And I think that is important for everyone to understand that some of these areas, in case if you look at in the isolation form, you will keep spending the budget and the returns may not be that high. But in case if you look at in totality, I think it's going to give you a much more, better benefit. So my whole thought process here is that when I look at the previous slide and when I'm going to explain the next slides, of course, subsequently about the various tracks, the whole idea is that the way you have mayor for a city, if you could either have a CIO or a CTO for the city, I think that plays a major role in order to transform your city governance from manual to the electronic or manual to the digital. I think the way Mr. Tapas was explaining earlier. And what is important also here is just not implementation or the execution of the various IT systems, which will basically enable and make these most of the areas smarter or intelligent. It is more important that how do these 7 or 8 tracks interoperate with each other, and more important is when you're looking at the capex and the opex from the balance sheet perspective of a city, are you converging all your IT budgets and from these various 8 tracks perspective, combining them together, and are you looking at interlocking with each other? So I will not spend much time in terms of what exactly mean by transportation when you're making it intelligent. I think some of them actually have been already implemented as part of the ITS when Mr. Satyan I think explained in the initial speech. What is important also, if you look at some of the areas which I just highlighted here, like asset management, the smart road pricing, I think some of these have been implemented elsewhere. I think what we need to look at is how they can be looked upon, or how can they be fine-tuned from the respective city perspective. Smart Work Center, I'm sure, Prakash must have spelled out that in the morning from the Amsterdam city perspective. But more important, when you're looking at the overall travel experience, I think these are some of the areas which we try to improve. I think increasing productivity, during the commute, or you're talking about the reducing the overall environmental impact by reducing the overall carbon emissions. I think if you look at that in context to the nation, the amount of money which we spend on oil or crude oil import, I think in case if you're able to make some corrections from the transportation perspective, I think that reduces drastically. I think that will have much more savings impact as a country point of view. So some of these I think when we look at it, how does it translate back to the bottom line from the city perspective, from the state perspective, from the central perspective. I think I'm just trying to give you some kind of a perspective here. If you look at I think utilities, I think if you look at, I've seen so many times like today when I came in the morning by the morning flight from Bombay to Delhi. I mean, even though the sunlight is up is there, but the fact of the matter is that there is no lux level measurement. So because of which the street lights will be on till about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sometimes people even forget. So depending upon in case if you are able to introduce sensors which basically measure the lux levels, and that will basically switch on or switch off the overall lights from the street light perspective. I think that gives a hell lot of saving from the city perspective, especially when you're looking at the operational savings part of it. And unfortunately, the urban local bodies do not generate or do not transmit or distribute the electricity. I think so they buy it from the grid in any case. So the question comes back is, can they look at this kind of a savings? The answer is yes. Similarly, if you look at from the water management or the waste management, the amount of water which gets wasted, if you're looking at some of the sensor-based technologies or which are IP enabled and can give a single dashboard kind of a integrated command control from the city perspective back to the city administrators, I think you can have some of those utilities savings as well as besides the electricity and the water which I'm talking about. If you look at the real estate, I think some of these are of course are the services which will get into the real estate, but a child locator is a simple service which can be implemented by the municipal corporations or by the urban local bodies. So especially for the parks, or the open areas where normally you have your children or your elderly people actually who are taking a stroll, so you can buy that particular service at the entry gate itself of the park, and it could be RFID detection kind of a service, and you pay for about some money for a period of 2 hours, 3 hours kind of a thing, and it could become a service for the municipal corporation to earn out of the parks, if you ask me, from that perspective. So child locator is a very simplified service, and I just wanted to give some kind of inputs back to you guys. Similarly, the digital signage, I think this is one of the important area when we look at the overall transport, overall management of the utility perspective. I think when the emergency happens, typically most of the bus stops which have the digital signages do not turn on into the evacuation process of the area itself. So, but in case if you integrate all these technologies, with traffic back to your digital signage there at the bus stops, I think you can actually make use of some of these facilities in a much effective manner. So more important is everywhere you'll find that every track which I'm trying to explain comes back to the what services and what kind of a purpose it will serve, what kind of profitability it will give you. I think that is important from the city governance perspective for most of the administrators. Similarly, when it comes to safety and security, I think safety and security could be easily translatable by a urban local body into a service, whereby classically we find that the city police doesn't have the funds or the budgets, where in case if some of the profitable urban local bodies, in case they start spending the money actually on to some of these surveillance systems or traffic management systems, they can offer it as a service back to the city police, and then city police can operate the complete law and order actually from the city perspective. Similarly, the video surveillance also can play a major role as a service in case if you start offering to the mall owners or the public or the private properties. What you can do is basically the external feed of next 2 to 3 signals. You can give it back to the mall owners and then or the mall operators, and they know exactly what's going on outside. So the way they have their surveillance systems inside the mall, which are owned by them, but the city governance actually can offer this as a service for the external or their perimeter areas, and that can actually become a service back for the people or the mall owner. So by which basically they can start controlling their car parking management, their emergency situations in case if the area has got, they can start managing it in a much more efficient manner. I think some of these are interlinked, interlocked. What is important is that what kind of capex and opex savings, and more important is what kind of revenue generation it can be generated out of this. Some of these services is what I'm going to explain here. Similarly, smart plus connected health, which is nothing but basically telepresence, or which is nothing but a telehealth kind of a concept, whereby you have dispensaries across the city, and you have got very few city hospitals. The question comes back is, are there enough trained doctors or the nurses or the paramedical assistants available actually at the dispensaries? The answer is no, when a common citizen is actually visiting. So question comes back is, can you actually get a doctor on call or a specialist on a call actually for a dispensary for a period of about 1 hour, 2 hours as a special delivery or the specialty taken care kind of a thing. I think some of these are important because these are some of the things which are like you always have a less number of doctors, less number of nurses, whereas too many number of patients. So can the technology serve the purpose in terms of giving it the benefit in terms of the care or the simplified aspect perspective? And in any case people are willing to pay, the common citizen will be able to pay. The question comes back is, how do you enable this? Now the next thing is of course education. Again, similar concept. You have too many students, very less number of teachers. Even within the teachers also, if you look at the skilled ones are very few. So question comes back is, can you actually allow the skilled teachers to train the non-skilled teachers or the less skilled teachers? And then also, can you allow actually the classrooms to come on actually on an e-learning platform completely from the municipal schools perspective? And so I think some of these can be looked upon as part of the overall city governance point of view. And more important, when it comes to the community, back to the community living. I think physical safety, security, the overall productivity. I think initial discussion, the very first one we discussed about the land records from the urban areas perspective. I think it's part of the e-governance. The question comes back is, are we operating it, in a very fast manner? These are some of the, service benchmarking which I've done with respect to the various cities, with the study which which was available with me from the perspective, and that goes right from the voice data, video, all the way to the utility management, traffic management. I'm not saying that that it is not available when it comes to India. The question comes back is manual to the digital or manual to the e-governance perspective. I think this could be my second last slide because my time is up and running at this stage. But more important is that create a network which could be common, and that's the whole theme. That all of these tracks, if you look at independently, there will be a separate capex, separate opex. So every time you go and create a network for transport management, for e-governance, for healthcare, for education, instead of that, can you have a common network across the city which can basically start delivering all these services of these various tracks? I think that is much more important. I think the whole idea here is that, can you have all these services coming from the same network? Can you have all these services coming from the same cloud? I think cloud and network are the two very, very important buzzwords today actually when it comes to the IT or the ICT part of it. And can you utilize both of them actually for the city governance perspective is the whole thought process. I think let me not spend more time, but I think these are some of the vertical services which can be rolled out by the municipal corporations. and can be a paid service by either business people or by business community or by the common man. I think that's all I wanted to say. Thanks a lot for this.